Alright guys, well, hello and welcome. Just to let you know, the original plan of having me on video didn't really work out very well because the file was too big, so I couldn't upload it to YouTube and I couldn't email it. And so the site I uploaded it to was blocked by the school, so they couldn't download it. And so thus, here I am with you now, and you have the Humanae Vitae packets sitting in front of you. This is what we're going to start. I'm going to try and get that video uploaded and stuff for tomorrow. I'm just going to have to chop it into 10-minute clips and get it on YouTube. Whether or not I can get that to work and such is still something to be seen. So here's what we're going to do. First off, of course, we have come. It is Easter. I would appreciate it. I assume all of you started class with prayer. If you didn't, maybe take a second to pray once this video is over. I think that would be a good plan. However, it is Easter. Alleluia. He is risen. He is risen indeed. And we will celebrate. We will, just not quite yet. And so possibly tomorrow I'll try and work some sort of a celebration in there for you guys. And yeah, so I'm going to work you guys through Humanae Vitae right now. Alright guys, so real quick, what is Humanae Vitae? Humanae Vitae is an encyclical letter written by Pope Paul VI in 1968, which some of you might be like, that was 40 years ago, why should I care? Well, the fact of the matter is, Humanae Vitae, what it predicts came true, and it still has several insights to us. Humanae Vitae itself, Humanae Vitae in Latin, means on human life or of human life, depending on the way you conjugate it. But this document, with concerns of life, as we will see, as Pope Paul VI will explain here in the first couple paragraphs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys actually through the first couple paragraphs to show you what I'm looking for from you today and possibly for the next couple days. So let's take a look here, all right? So if you look up at the screen here, we see, looking on the title and stuff, we can go ahead and scroll through that. Who does he write it to? Okay, to his venerable brothers, patriarchs, archbishops, bishops, and other local ordinaries. Ordinaries are bishops. In peace and communion with the Apostolic See, to the clergy, priests, deacons, the faithful of the whole Catholic world, and to all men of good will on the regulation of birth. Alright, so we're on the regulation of birth. This is why we're writing it, okay? Obviously, we should think a little bit about the context written in 1968, the sexual revolution and such going on. I'll talk about that more probably when I come back to class. So here we go. So I'm going to take you guys through the first couple, alright? So this first paragraph you can see right here, alright, right here. They're numbered, okay? This one isn't numbered, but it's number 1, goes into number 2. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give each group a different section that you guys are going to be in charge of. So if we look at this first section here, the transmission of life is a most serious role in which married people collaborate freely and responsibly with God the Creator. Why are we looking at this? Why is this document important? Why is he writing it? Because the transmission of life, alright, whoops, the transmission of life, let's just go ahead, my bad. The transmission of life is a most serious role. Alright? It has always been a source of great joy for them, even though sometimes it's difficult. Alright? So Pope Paul VI is looking at this going, alright, I get it. Sometimes it's not easy to procreate. Sometimes it's not easy to have kids running around when you're trying to have time for yourself, or you're trying to get work done. It's not always easy. There are hardships that are going to come with this, and I recognize that. Okay, but as he'll begin to explain, birth control and the regulation of birth is not the answer to these problems. If we go ahead and go on to paragraph 2 here. The Church cannot ignore these questions on life, for they concern matters intimately connected with the life and happiness of human beings. The Pope wants you to be happy. Okay, that's why the Pope is writing this. It isn't because he thinks that he needs to have control over everyone, and so he wants to make sure that they're going to listen to what he has to say, and so he's coming down and he's going to crack down and make sure that no one uses birth control because he doesn't want them to, not because of any other reasons. He does it because it concerns life, all right, both your life and the life of the child that you would be conceiving, but also your happiness, okay? The Pope wants you to be happy, all right, and we'll talk about that more later. All right, so paragraph 2, let's take a look at this. This is the last one I'm going to do, then I'm going to let you guys jump in. Okay, so first off, we look at this problem and competency of the magisterium. The changes that have taken place are considerable importance and varied in nature. In the first place, there's a rapid increase in population, and which has made a lot of people fear population growth, fear things are going to go too fast, okay? With the consequence that many families in developing countries would be faced with greater hardships. And so they're like, well, we need to stop people from reproducing so fast, so let's use birth control and things of that nature, different contraceptives. The Pope is going to go on here and basically say, like, I get it, all right? It's difficult to live in these times, all right? But there's also the fact that not only working and housing conditions, but greater demand made of both economic and educational field pose a living situation in which it is frequently difficult these days to provide properly for a family, okay? So what are the things that people are scared of? They're afraid of a population increase, and they're afraid of providing for their family, okay? He also says the dignity of woman and her place in society. More women are working. Okay, it's 1968. Women are getting out of the home and into the workplace, and so they think, I can't be taking care of my kids, so I need to not have them, all right? And so that's another problem, all right? So we got those three so far. The next one, the value of conjugal love in marriage, all right? Relationships and conjugal acts of love. And so the Pope is worried about the dignity of woman being taken away from her, okay? The act of conjugal love, all right? That's sex for those of you who can't infer that, all right? So conjugal love, all right, the conjugal union is sex, all right, and obviously it's meant to be in marriage, and it's meant to be a symbol of love, and I think the Pope here is fearing that that's going to be taken away. Also, we see the development in man's progress, all right? Man, using rationale, using science, has really begun to control forces of nature, all right? We're dominating it. However, we're not supposed to control every aspect of our own lives, over our own bodies. Our bodies are meant to work in a certain way that is part of who we are, that's part of our nature. And so over his mind, emotions, over his social life, and over the laws that regulate the transmission of life. So controlling pregnancy, all right, that is birth control. Okay, so those right there are kind of the places that I highlighted. That's the highlighting, the kind of note-taking I'm looking for you to have on your document. And then so then in the notes portion of things, okay, for the first two, we look at it, I go, okay, concerns. Increased population, concerns with governmental control, hardships on families, dignity of women in her place in society and conjugal love, and man's control over all things. All right, those are the parts I highlighted. Just rewrite them on here in a quick shot. And then, should regulation of birth come to... you guys are going to do question 3, so I'll let you guys do that. We'll just bring back up Humanae Vitae here. And so I'm going to let you guys do that. Now, here's the breakdown that I'm looking for you guys to have in your groups, okay? So alpha, all right, you guys are going to take sections 3 through 8. These are those numbered on the side. Remember I showed you number 2 a little while ago? These are those numbered on the side. I just worked you through 1 and 2. Alpha, you take 3 through 8. Bravo, you're going to take 9 through 12. Charlie, you're going to take 13 through 16. Delta, you're going to take 17 through 21. Echo, you're going to take 22 through 25. And Foxtrot, you're going to take 26 through 31. Alright, so those are the groups that I want you guys to be in. Those are the breakdowns I want you to have. I don't want everyone to take one paragraph. Everyone has about 2 pages to read, okay? So I want you to read those 2 pages, to break it down, take your own notes, and then after you're done reading them, okay? After you're done reading them individually, then I want you to come together and compare notes and make sure you've got the best possible, so when I get back we can start going through this. Typically this is given at home as homework, but because I failed in my video making skills the first time, you get to do it in class, so you're welcome. So here we go. That's for you guys right now. I think that is about it. So do it up, tear it up today, possibly doing this tomorrow, otherwise I'll have new videos for you. I'll talk to you then.